Welcome back to BeerFormers.
Hello.
It's episode 45. We're still going strong. Still having fun doing this, like we say every week, every episode. I shouldn't say every week. We do this every 2 weeks if you haven't been paying attention. So, well, thanks you all to continue to watch us and share our video and keep it going because we're having fun talking about our two favorite things.
We are two Transformers and beer.
Adult beverages. All right.
Adult beverages.
So we're continuing with our theme that we've been doing the last few episodes of combiners. Because once again, that's the shelf that I've got open at the moment. It just makes it so much easier for me. Last episode we did the Protectobots, so the Autobot rescue vehicles, the first responder vehicles.
Yeah.
And they, as we've been mentioning here, catching you back up if you're new to us, for a while they would release combiners, which are, again, Transformers who have the ability to merge into a larger robot. They would kind of put them out for several years and then kind of like pairs, themed pairs at least, all right? So we did the Aerobots, who were Autobot jets.
Right.
They were kind of paired with the Stunticons, who were Decepticon cars, kind of flipping the paradigm on its head a little bit. Yeah. Then so we did the Protectobots, Autobots turned into rescue vehicles.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
And so today we're talking about the Combaticons.
Awesome.
Decepticons who turn into combat or military themed vehicles, right? With one interesting exception we'll talk about here in a second as we get to it.
Are any of them a giant motorcycle?
No giant motorcycles like the Protectobots. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is one vehicle in here that would probably be also considered to be a little too small for its size. We'll get to that in a second. So Bruticus here has got a lot of play on the cartoon. He had a multi-part
it's pretty heavy
episode that came out, like how Starscream built them. There was an episode where Starscream gets kicked out of the Decepticons again. He gets exiled to an island, so he takes it upon himself to he luckily finds all these abandoned World War II stuff.
Oh, that's pretty fortunate.
He kind of builds them up, fixes them up, and then he takes them to Cybertron to give them a personality component, which magically morphs them into modern vehicles for some unexplained reason. Becoming Bruticus, so this becomes like it starts off being his personal army that he's going to use to take over the Decepticons, and then they go on from there, having their own life, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, it's a pretty flawless plan.
It's pretty flawless.
I can't believe it didn't work out for him.
But one thing that was interesting was that he went to Cybertron and stole. He didn't get new personalities created for them, new souls. They didn't have that concept back in the early '80s yet.
Yeah,
they had personality components, is what they were called. He actually broke into a prison and stole 5 prisoners that had been basically in prison there. They've had their bodies
on Cybertron.
On Cybertron, yeah. So, I guess as a form of punishment, they would just take your personality out of your body and just put it in storage.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah. So he took them out and gave them this. So it's like Frankenstein in the sense that the bad brain.
This was on the cartoon.
This is on the cartoon. Yeah. So
okay, that's horrifying.
So he put those personality components in there and to create these guys here that we're going to talk about here today. So Bruticus is kind of characterized as kind of being super dumb. Bruticus smash. Kind of very Hulk-like. Sure. Many of the combiners had that because the idea was that 5 minds merging into one was not very seamless.
Yeah.
Because they can't always agree.
Got a great name, though.
So he's a brute. He's a brute. One thing before we start breaking into this is that this particular mold, as you see it here today, has been put out in different colors 7 or 8 times over the years.
Really?
Sometimes as different characters, sometimes as the same character again. There's been a Generation 2 version of this in bright neon colors. In Japan, they had a guy called Battle Gaia, who was basically the exact same mold, but supposed to be different guys.
Why this mold?
I don't know, but this one has been used a lot.
Okay.
And in Robots in Disguise from the early 2000s, they got put out 3 different times. So
just different colors.
Just different colors.
Names.
Sometimes it would be called Ruination. Sometimes it'd be back to Bruticus again.
And people just keep buying them. Do you have all of them?
I don't have Battle Gaia, and I don't know if I ever will. That one doesn't excite me as much, but yeah, I've got all the other ones. I've got Ruination. I've got Bruticus. I've got Ruination from Armada. But this toy has been very popular for whatever reason. You can also pick it up for many years in the Easter basket aisle at different. They put a bootleg version of it in there, made by some off company.
There must have been something about that particular plan.
I guess
blueprint.
So. But it's the same basic idea. It's a scramble style again with the square heads that fit the pegs with the central guy in the middle. So, but that's Bruticus. So he's got lots of play over the years in many different ways. Yeah. My particular Bruticus is
kind of loose.
Yeah. When I was a kid growing up, I had the main guy, which you're going to talk about name by name first, and I had the guy here that was the leg. I didn't have any of the other guys growing up.
Oh, so you got him in pieces.
So I got him as an adult collector. So as a result of that, it probably doesn't show up on camera, but his head and his chest piece are kind of a light gray.
Yeah.
whereas his fists and his feet are like a silver.
Ah.
So apparently Bruticus came out.
I can see that.
Bruticus came out in 2 different kind of silver color
Okay.
schemes over the years.
Yeah.
And so mine is kind of a Frankenstein of that coming up.
These are more shimmery. Yeah, and this is flat. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing first here, bud?
So that's Bruticus. Again, combined form, combat vehicles, except for one. We'll get there. Let's put it in Noel's hand. You start taking it apart. We'll talk about it one by one.
I want.
You can take it apart any way you want.
Okay. So
so you're going to start off with Blast Off.
Yeah.
Okay, Blast Off.
Looks like it's going to be a
He's
shuttle.
kind of the thinker, he always talks like, an erudite, like blue blood type guy. He transforms into a space shuttle.
Yes, I can see that.
Not a combat vehicle, obviously, right? You can go take the fist off there if you want to. So he turns into a brown space shuttle. He's the Combaticons man in space, kind of helping control stuff. Although in the cartoon he flew around like he was a regular jet. Space shuttle is gigantic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they really shrunk him down quite a bit, But yeah, so he talks a big game. He talks like he's smarter than everyone else, He's kind of characterized as being kind of lonely, floating in space a lot sometimes.
Was he at least communication, satellite technology?
Yeah, they played on that a little bit, like he could do that too.
Did he have a robot arm?
He had a robot arm.
Yeah.
Like the Canada arm?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
He did have 2 guns that I don't have that would plug in the boosters here on the back to give him the ability to have to shoot while he's in vehicle form.
Yeah.
But yeah. When Blastoff got remade for Combiner Wars, we'll talk about that toy later on, he got mysteriously categorized as just like a Harrier jet. And he had a totally different face and like that. People were initially like, why did they do that to Blastoff? So eventually, a few months, whatever later, they put out a better Blastoff that was back to like a space shuttle forming. And we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like in robot form.
Okay, so it probably goes like that, and this is splitting apart. So this feels like this is something.
The nose cone are his fists. So you'll see a little hole inside the nose cone. You pull them up.
Oh, pull them up.
I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then they'll kind of fold down.
Yeah. Now they're gonna fold down.
You do it.
Well, it just feels like. Oh, there we go.
If you're afraid you're gonna break it, let me know.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
That's a concern.
Oh! Look at this. All right, there's a.
So then you would turn the nose cone pieces like they can swivel slightly forward to expose the fist hole, so you can hold a gun.
Okay, like that. I see the fist holes.
There's
You're a fist hole.
Like this.
Oh.
You gotta pull it forward so you can hold a gun.
Oh, okay.
He's not shooting gangster style again. He's gonna hold it traditionally like this. So there's little pet pegs going.
Okay, got it. Like that. That's not quite working. The little lights aren't twinkling, Clark. Okay, there we go.
So that's Blastoff, the space shuttle.
That's
so he's the odd man out as far as theme.
All right.
Why he wasn't a military jet to begin with, I don't know, but they chose a space shuttle. Probably because the 80s space shuttles were really cool then, because it was still sort of
they did have military applications. There were secret missions.
What? And how do you know about this? Are they going to come get us now because we know about the secret mission?
No, nobody cares.
No one cares anymore?
Yeah.
All right. Who you going to do next? You going to do the other arm?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Vortex. Great name for a helicopter, right?
Yeah. Yikes. All right, take that off.
Yep.
All right.
Vortex is always characterized as using his rotors, not like blades we talked about last time to chop people up, but creating tornadoes and stuff like that.
All right, that actually sounds pretty cool. All right, so
I think
something's up here.
You're going to see on the screen, but his motto, if I remember right, was, I'm Vortex, fly me or die, or something like that,
Okay, that's better, because I was like, somehow the tail...
This is based off, I believe, a Russian helicopter, an actual Russian-style helicopter. I can't remember which one.
Pretty cool.
He's got a gun that he holds in his hand when he's robot form, but it also plugs into the front here.
Okay. Oh, okay. I like it.
And then that's pretty cool. Then he had a couple guns that would plug in those pegs on the side by his tail rotors, too. So you put those on and you can.
Okay. Yes, I want to do that. All right, there we go.
I don't remember much about Vortex except for the tornado thing. He didn't really, I don't remember him talk. I think he maybe kind of talked crazy, like, kind of whatever. Like, I'm going to get tornadoes on you, but whatever.
All right, so now I'm going to try to make him
Let's make him a robot node. Yeah. Vortex.
This feels like that should be something.
Fly me or die.
Okay.
That just pops out.
Yep.
You get it? Ready?
I want to do it.
Might do it.
Okay.
So his feet were already in feet mode when you pulled him off of Bruticus.
Oh, like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think you pull them down to make them longer, to give them actual legs.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Then the toe rotor assembly will rotate around again. Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
Whoop.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay, this looks.
And his arms are the same as Blastoff's.
Oh. Okay.
They kind of split apart and fold down, and then the tail rotor parts will actually fold into the arm to kind of get him out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
I want it like that. Those are so tight.
Yeah.
So these fold in?
These
like...
these little... Yeah, you got it exactly like that. This kind of gets him out of the way a little bit. And his fist is actually just molded. It's like a molded kind of suggestion. You see like the thumb, the fingers and thumbs there. But he actually can't hold anything in his fist. Okay. So his gun will fit on that little tiny peg there. Okay. With that little bitty hole there.
All right.
So,
okay.
So that's Vortex.
All right. See if I got that.
Yeah, I think he can only fit on that one side. He has to be a righty. You can't hold the gun on the other arm than that.
All right.
All right. What are you going to do next? You want the tank or the Jeep?
Give me the Jeep.
All right. This guy, Swindle.
No, that name is awesome.
This guy has gotten probably the most play of any of the Combaticons over the years. He's been released by himself. He's had his own characterization on Transformers Animated. He's the shyster. He's the deal maker, right? But he always tries to screw you out of the deal. That's why he's got the name Swindle, I guess. They just pull straight up.
All right.
Yeah, you got him right. He was basically already in robot form.
There he is. He's tiny.
He's tiny. Guy. He comes with 2 guns though. He can do something. He did something in the cartoon that he can't do in the actual toy. He has 2 guns. He has a large gun that fits on his back in Jeep mode. He's got a little handheld gun. In the cartoon, he always had like the big gun attached to his shoulder, almost like Megatron. Okay. The toy can't do that at all. So really, all you can do is put the little gun in his hand. This one kind of gets put aside until he's in vehicle mode. This is really his vehicle mode gun. But Swindle would sell, his grandmother if he could get away with it, type of guy. He's always trying to make a deal, always trying to maximize his own profits. He doesn't care who he screws over. But yeah, he's gotten. I
should have put him in Jeep mode first.
Yeah,
let me do that, and I put him back in robot, so he matches everybody. All right.
Yeah, Transformers Animated. He was voiced by Fred Willard.
Fred Willard?
Yeah,
really?
He's kind of famous for playing kind of a shystery guy a lot of times, right? So it's perfect voice casting, I thought. Pull the head back down.
All right. What? That can't be right. Wait a second. What is going on here? Yes.
There's a slot there. Oh. The head goes in that slot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but the tires are upside down.
That means it's not transformed correctly, then, isn't it?
What's going on? Do these turn around?
Do they pivot or turn at all?
No.
Not like this.
Yes.
It's impossible. There's no way it can move.
This is a ripoff. You got screwed.
And there's a hole in the back there that plugs into it to make it like an attack Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Boy, just resting right there on that vibration wouldn't destroy that windshield or anything, would it?
Well, luckily, there's no one really probably ever driving it. But I think Swindle, there's several episodes where Swindle busts a move trying to sell somebody something or make a deal, that kind of creates the whole impetus for the whole episode and stuff. I would say of the Combaticons, he is probably the central character in the sense that he gets a lot of airtime and stuff. You got him?
I did.
And so this big gun does have a small peg, so you can put both in his hands, but the big gun really looks awkward because of its size.
So we're not going to do that. We're just going to
put the little one, put the one behind him?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put him over here then.
I don't want him to be awkward.
Okay, lastly, we have Brawl. He's the tank. Yeah.
I can tell. Let's turn him into a tank first.
And Brawl...
this is the easiest transformation.
Yeah, he just likes to shoot things, He's the kind of, I'm going to get you all type thing. Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Oh, I just broke a piece off of it, though.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
Where do you even come from?
I don't know. I have a knack.
You do have a knack.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If I can find it, I'll just glue it back in place. Okay. A little sliver came off. My Brawl does not have most of the stickers, and his Decepticon logo is actually almost faded completely down recognition. But he has this gun that fits on his back to make him have extra barrels.
Oh, okay. Like, where?
Fits in those pegs there.
Oh.
And then this gun can go on...
Okay.
So he's really loaded out with guns when he's in tank.
He sure is.
Probably the most famous episode that features Brawl.
Okay.
Back in the early days of the cartoon was some kids made up their home. They made a robot for like a science fair project, right? As you do.
Yeah. Right.
My science fair project robot was I took an our remote control R2D2, took off all the housings on it, and put paper mache decorations on it and go, look, I made a robot.
Oh my God, did you get an A on it?
I don't remember what I got, but it was last minute, like all science fair projects are, right? But these kids built a perfectly functioning robot. The only thing is, it's not very smart. And I think somehow they get a hold of Brawl's brain box and put it inside their robot. It's a notoriously bad episode. It gets voted the most worst, least favorite episode of all time. It was called Bot. B.O.T. And it stood for something. I can't remember what it was. But when Brawl's brain gets put in the kid's robot, he, of course, goes on a rampage.
Of course he does. Yeah.
And causes way more damage than he ever should because he's a small robot. He's like maybe the size of a regular human as opposed to a giant robot like, a Transformer would be. But usually, traditionally, is good. You had that right.
Okay.
You had that right to begin with.
Okay.
That might be the part that chipped off, too.
Yeah.
So those are his fists. And traditionally, his gun barrel just points up.
Okay.
Toward the
I
sky.
had it pointing down.
But in Bot, Brawl gets put into a smaller robot and goes on a rampage. And someone put out a 3D print model of it. I saw it on eBay, and I picked it up a couple years ago. But I don't have it out to show you. I'll put it on the screen. But you can.
Wow.
There's a 3D print model of Bot that you can acquire now if you want to have that. It's a little tight, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah. So that's Brawl. So yeah, but we had like a solo episode basically where he was kind of the main antagonist because of that. But it wasn't in this form. It was in the form of this little boxy little robot there.
Boy, they were running out of ideas that week, weren't they?
That was in the end of the second season before they went to the future after Transformers the movie.
Okay.
Lastly, we have the leader of the team, Onslaught.
That's a great name.
Onslaught is a military genius. He comes up with all sorts of plans.
Okay.
And
so why isn't he the head of the Decepticons?
Because he follows Megatron, I guess. But
okay, so he's loyal.
He's loyal, I guess.
All right.
So you take the chest plate off because that's just part of Bruticus. That just will fold down, basically. It'll pop off.
Why did I just do that?
Pop off the back gun, too.
To it because I'm going to break it. I can just feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it snapping in half in my hands. It's on there tight.
It is
you sure you didn't glue it?
I did not glue it. Because I store these on my shelf in individual robot form.
Yeah. Wow.
There's probably maybe a little bit of dirt in there around, making it hard to come off. We're going to try this.
You may see something for the first time ever, folks.
Dave breaks one. Nope, I didn't.
Breaking one live.
I got it off.
Doing it live. Okay.
So,
but now he's really loose.
He's a little loose because he's one of my very first originals that I had since
he's
I was
got weird legs too.
Yeah, all the legs kind of fold out and up to do that, so you kind of fold those down.
Looks like he's doing a weird dance.
Just extend the legs straight.
All right, I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm doing it, but I was having fun playing with it.
That's fine. I'm
trying
to
help him dance.
And his fists are hard to come out now because he's so old. But there's a little slider thing that you can get your fingers and pull the fists out.
All right, we'll see if that happens.
If you can't
that
get it,
slider is like way in there.
Yeah, and it's really tiny. You have to have fingernails almost to get it.
Oh yeah, that ain't happening.
Can you try it?
My fingernails are nothing. Okay. Yeah.
There's one.
Oh my goodness.
And this one's the worst because you get shit done over the years. So.
Yeah. You may just have to be one-handed.
For today, yep.
Yeah.
So kind of pull everything down a little more, couple clicks there. And he's got this piece that goes in his chest.
Okay.
That's not part of any of the vehicle form, so it's an extra piece like
How
they did back then.
How on earth do you not lose all this stuff? I know
Bruticus gun is his gun.
But again, what were they thinking?
Yeah, well, they just figured kids would not lose stuff, I guess, or they didn't care.
Did any of these people, have they ever been around children? The people that are making these toys?
Well, here's the deal, too. I mean, we live in this world of collectability now, right?
Right.
It wasn't how it was in the 80s. We didn't know all these toys were going to become like the hottest product and stuff.
It won't go in there because the hole isn't out all the way.
Ooh, the lights aren't twinkling.
Right. Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave. I'm going to make this last way too longer than it does. But yeah, you get the idea. The fists will go in there. We don't want to make this video last 20 minutes extra just because we can't get all the parts on.
I'm sure people want 20 minutes of us trying to get it done.
Onslaught has a base mode like the other guys have. We've mentioned this a couple times before, right?
Okay, here's another 30 minutes of us trying to get it into base mode.
Nope, watch this.
Okay.
I actually have the ramp for this one.
Whoa.
One of the few that I still kept the ramp for.
That's pretty cool.
And this has to be in like that. And then this goes over his head to be kind of like, I guess, a defensive thing for the base.
Okay. And so we would just pretend to launch any of these guys. Let the train take we go down. Got it. Where would the helicopter go? Is there a launch pad on here?
Why would you need a launch pad helicopter? Just fly straight up.
Oh, a landing pad. Let's say that. A landing pad.
He can just land right here beside him.
Yeah, but he needs a big circle so he knows where to land.
I guess there's two weird little green pieces of plastic on the back that don't seem to serve any purpose. I bet you originally that was part of the launching mechanism for like launched in Japan where they got the cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but together they form Bruticus, and like I said, Bruticus has been reissued a lot in different colors, slightly different names.
I have to say, this is the most boringly colored Transformer I feel like we've done so far.
It's kind of drab because it's military.
I know, but it's just like, couldn't they have at least done like camo or something?
Well, he does.
Where? Well, that one is, but not these other ones.
Yeah.
They're just...
Well, the Generation 2 version was camo, but they were all like neon colored camo.
See, that's not what I'm saying.
And I'll put these in the screen so you'll see it. But like the Robots in Disguise version, where it was Ruination, and they put out Bruticus too. It's the exact same toy with 2 different names. They had camo kind of colors on them. And then in Armada, they put out a special like Walmart exclusive version of Ruination, and it was all urban camo, so blacks and grays and stuff like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
So they've done all that kind of stuff. Battle Guy, which I mentioned, was not camo. It was mostly kind of like reds and colors like that, you know. But whatever.
This is just kind of lackluster.
So most of the time, these guys have been reissued exactly as they are, just in different colors, maybe different names. So that's one of the most reissued toys, I think, of all Transformers, whatever. But during Combiner Wars, when they kind of reimagined all the Combiners again, we got the reimagined Bruticus.
Good grief. It's
and
huge.
This is the Japanese version. There was a Japanese version and an American version. And the American version, as I mentioned, had Blastoff as a jet.
Okay.
So the Japanese are the first ones that redo Blastoff as a space shuttle again, right? Yeah. So I picked up that version because I wanted the space shuttle, right?
Yeah.
So my colors are a little bit different. I mean, he's still got the tan for Swindle and still got the drab for Brawl. Vortex is not so much a light gray as he is a dark gray now. But and Onslaught's more of a deeper blue than
and it looks like the blades fold up.
They do fold up and stuff like that, yeah. But but I actually have the other version too. It just sits on my desk at work. You just made your own. No, I have my version. I have both. I have 2 Bruticuses from Found and Byware. So I got the American version that I collected by buying all the pieces. I got this. You got this for me as a Christmas present.
Oh, you're welcome.
As a gift set. So thank you very much. And this one, what makes this one unique is this one's got Shockwave as his gun. There was a small scene during a battle on Cybertron in one of the original cartoons where Shockwave transformed the vehicle in gun mode, and Bruticus was wielding him. Because Shockwave, unlike Megatron, transforms into like a giant gun, whereas Megatron turns into a regular handgun somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
So when they redid this, when they made a version of Shockwave that could turn into a gun that could be held by a combiner, so I just have mine stored with the Combiner Wars Bruticus just for fun.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's not the toy we're ultimately talking about today. So I just want to show it that it exists.
Yeah.
So another combiner.
Yeah.
So of the 4 combiners of the scramble style that you've seen so far, what would you say has been your favorite thus far?
Probably the rescue ones.
The Protectobots.
Protectobots, yeah.
What was so compelling about those in your mind?
What was so compelling?
Yeah.
I like the storyline. I like the transformations a lot. And they were more colorful. And I think it's hilarious that it had a motorcycle that was as big as a tank. So I don't know why.
Only in a defense mode, I guess. But yeah. So I think that's the overview of the Combaticons. And as we do on BeerFormers, let's switch gears down. Let's talk about some adult beverage of some sort.
Okay, well, there is kind of a little tie-in because the brewery we're going to talk about today is named after a weapon of sorts.
Oh.
Harpoon Brewery.
Oh.
So, this is one of the places that we went on our recent vacation. So we went to the Harpoon Brewery that's in Boston. That's the original brewery, right?
On the waterfront.
On the waterfront. So, let me grab some of these cans because once again, we tried the beer while we were in Boston. Okay. And, so we do not have the beer in front of us today. We tried it in Boston, and so we'll have a little clip of that to show you. But we do have some cans here that kind of help me tell the story. So real quickly, Harpoon was founded in 1986 by 3 college friends. Their names were Dan Canary, Rich Doyle, and George Ligeti. And just like with every one of these stories you hear, these guys love beer. They could not find the kind of beer that they wanted anywhere in the northeastern United States. They'd been over to Europe. They traveled around. They loved the fresh beer you could get there. They loved the culture around brewing, and they wanted to recreate that in the New England area of the United States. So in 1986, they applied for and received brewing permit number 1 in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there hadn't been a new brewery in 15 years or something like that. So anyway,
since they made it a law to have to do that, I guess, presumably, because you would think Sam Adams would have got number 1, right?
Right. So they got permit number 1. Then they brought in a guy named Russ Heisner to be their brewmaster because they had all the equipment and the desire, but they had no knowledge. They had no idea how to brew beer. So they brought in this guy.
Let's just start a brewery.
He's a graduate of the UC Davis School of Fermentation Sciences. And they said in summer of 1986, he started formulating the recipe for what became Harpoon Ale. Okay, and so 1 year later, June of 1987, it was ready. They distributed a Harpoon Ale, their original Harpoon Ale, for the first time to their customers. So ever since then, they've had a couple other firsts that I think were interesting. They have a beer called Harpoon Winter Warmer, which was actually the first seasonal craft beer brewed in New England. Oh. Everybody thought they were crazy because they put cinnamon and nutmeg in it. Nobody had done this before, okay? And now it's just a seasonal classic.
In plain person speak, pumpkin spice.
Right, exactly. So then the other thing that was interesting was Harpoon IPA. IPAs were very rare in outside of the northwestern United States in the early 90s. And there were very few brewed on the East Coast. And so they wanted to try to get that hoppiness of an IPA, and they delivered. And this became their flagship beer. So, which is obviously, we brought one of these home. So today, they've grown through acquiring other breweries. They have 4 sites. The one in Boston, the Boston Brewery, the original brewery that we went to. They have a beer garden in Boston Common. They also have a brewery in Manchester, New Hampshire, and Windsor, Vermont.
We were in Boston Common. I don't remember seeing it.
I know, but it's there.
It's tucked away somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it is employee-owned today, but interestingly, in 2025, the parent company of Harpoons, it's called Mass Bay Brewing, they merged with Finkelkind. No, I'm sorry. Finest Kind. Not the same.
I like Finkelkind.
Now they brew Smutty Nose. And they merged to form what they call the Barrel One Collective. And the reason I brought these 2 beers is because these are also part of the brands that are part of this collective now. UFO, Long Trail. So we tried these when we were out in New England as well. We didn't go to the brewery. We just picked them up. No, but it's fascinating because this is one of the ways that craft brewers are going to continue to survive. So they formed this collective, and as of April 2025, this combined group is the 14th largest craft brewery in the United States by production volume. Wow. And it's the largest craft beer producer in the northeastern United States. They have just their regular beers they have on hand all the time. They also have limited releases and seasonal and even retired beers. You can check them all out on their website. Some of their current beers are the Harpoon IPA, Daydrifter Nitro Dosed IPA, Summer Style New England Blonde Ale, Rec League Low-Cal IPA, Flannel Friday Hoppy Amber Ale, Boston Irish Stout. So you can get those at any of their tap rooms.
But they sell in the Boston area too, right?
They absolutely do.
Yeah, you can get it like at stores.
They distribute. I'm not clear on how wide-ranging their distribution network is, but yeah, they're all over New England. I imagine they're probably available in most of the United States with them brewing so many barrels every year. And you can also take the beer home with you in cans, which is what we did, but we just drank them while we were at our friend's house. So
what we did was we were doing other things in Boston. Yeah. We made a point to go visit this place, and so we went in there and I dropped people off because you couldn't. Well, the day and time we went, you couldn't park in front of it. It was like a weird a daytime thing, whatever. Yeah. So I went off and parked, and they all went inside. And you're gonna tell an awesome story here in a second.
I am. My favorite story of the trip.
But when you go in, you'll see all the pictures. Everything. Their flight things are like a harpoon shaped.
Yeah.
Everything was very, very cool. You had to go upstairs to go to their bar and their serving area.
But you can see the entire brewing operation from the bar. Mm-hmm. So it's all behind glass. Then they actually have seats there if you just want to watch what they're doing while you're drinking a beer. But giant big, the serving area is just a big round bar in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Picnic tables so you can sit like
family style. So one side is where the glass is, where you can see in the brewery. The other side are these giant, long picnic tables with benches. So So yeah, so
can I set up your story real quick?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So we traveled with 2 friends, hi Shane and Jennifer, and I dropped Noelle, Shane and Jennifer off, and they went inside to get a table and start the process going, well, I found a place to park.
Yeah.
So I park in a parking garage, and I walk back up, and I'm going up the stairs, and, by this point, what you're about to tell is already kind of underway, and they're like, come on.
So here's what happened. I have of course, I'm the first one to get my beers. I'm so freaking excited, right? So I'm carrying my Harpoon with my four beers. And
had a flight,
with my flight. And I see this older couple sitting at one corner of this picnic table, so I'm going to go down to the other end, right? And they look at me and they say, "Hey, are you from St. Louis?" And I was wearing my St. Louis University Billiken shirt, so I'm like, "Oh yeah." Then they go, "Oh, we love Old Bakery." I had my Old Bakery hat on, Old Bakery Brewing. Yeah, and I was like, what is going on? And I walk over there and I go, "Where are you from?" And they said, "Wildwood, Missouri." And we start chatting. And I point over to our friends and Dave. They're over there getting their beer. And I said, "Hey, we're on vacation. We're here with, see those 2 guys over there? That's my husband and his friend Shane. And they grew up together. They were childhood buddies. They grew up in a small town in Illinois." And the guy says, "Well, what small town?" Because he was a salesman before he retired, and his territory was all the way up to Peoria. He said, "I used to drive up and down, southern Illinois." And I said, "You never heard of it?" And he goes, "No, try me." And I go, "Hartford, Illinois." And then he goes, "I got arrested there one time." So I'm like, holy cow. So I'm like, they go, "Come here and sit down." So we start to talk to him. And it turns out it was one of those things where he was speeding. He got pulled over. They wanted him to pay his ticket. Immediately, he did not have the money to do it, so they put him in jail in his suit, and he had to have his boss come and bail him out of the Hartford jail. But we just ended up just talking beer and having a great time, and he told us a little bit, another interesting story. He goes, "Have you ever been to Modern Brewery?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's right basically next door to the St. Louis Science Center where I work." And he said, "Well, have you ever met the founder?" And the founder's name is Beamer Isley, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "Well, no, I haven't." And he goes, "Well, did you know that he learned how his craft here at Harpoon?" So apparently what had happened was Beamer had come to Harvard to play football, ended up getting injured, and I'm not sure what drove him towards wanting to study craft beer, but he basically created his own major in brewing sciences and interned at Harpoon. And so I thought, what a cool connection to bring it all together.
We've done Modern a couple times here.
Yeah. So it was such a great experience at the brewery in Boston.
Making new friends.
Beer
brings us together.
Yes, the space is beautiful. The beer is so good. Yeah. So anyway, I guess at this point.
Well, what we did was when we had our beers, we chatted with the friends. When it was time to go, we picked up a mixed pack or whatever like that.
So at this point, I think you'll roll the video
of where set it up. We took it back to our friends we were staying with. We were staying with friends in the Boston area, and we just shot our tasting of this and our thoughts on it.
Here it goes.
So we're gonna put it in here now.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're gonna try from Harpoon their IPA.
This is their basic beer, right?
Their basic beer.
Okay.
4.0 APV.
We'll put that can on the screen like we do, but so Harpoon in downtown Boston, right?
That's right.
On the riverfront, or the wharf, I should say. Yeah.
Doing it here live in Sherborne, Massachusetts. So that's very sparkly for an IPA. That's got a lot of carbonation.
You're in the sunlight too. We don't do this outside very often, but it's very. What color would you call that? Amber?
Yeah, because it's darker than honey.
Yeah.
It's got a lot more red in it. All right, let's take a smell.
6.0 alcohol.
Oh,
42
6.
IBUs. Yeah. Harpoon. Smells good.
That's tasty. It's got a very wheat taste, though.
Yeah. And, again, I'm not an IPA person, so this is pretty good because it's not super bitter. I could drink this IPA because I don't like the bitterness.
No, this is an easy drinking, sitting in a lawn chair in somebody's beautiful yard.
On a sunny day.
Yeah, kind of beer.
In Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts. So good job, Harpoon.
Yeah, I like it. Thumbs up. So make sure you check out Harpoon, and we'll tell you a little more when we come back from this segment.
So we're back. So I hope you guys enjoyed having us try this beer and see what your thoughts on it.
Sorry, no live beer tasting in this episode.
This time. But it was a good time. We loved the Boston area. We definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
And we've been, so our trip was Niagara, which we've already talked about. The Niagara brews. We've gone to Boston. We did Sam Adams. We did Harpoon.
And Harpoon was absolutely my favorite of all time brewery experience.
Just because of running into those fun people. That was
they were great.
Nothing bad against the beer. It was just because of that whole thing of running into people.
But beer does bring people
home.
Beer does bring people together.
So, as we get ready to wind down here, if you'd like to know anything more about the Combaticons, or you can go to tfwiki.net, or you can go to Chris McFeely's YouTube channel where he has the basics on, so you can check out more stuff about these guys. If there's any other Transformer you'd like us to talk about, we haven't talked about before already, drop us a line, let us know.
And any beer or spirit you'd like us to try, any brewery, any distillery, pop it down there in the comments. We're looking for them.
All right. So I want to thank you all again for tuning in to us week after week as we do and keep watching our episodes here. More sips are coming soon. I just haven't bought anything in a while. Can you believe that?
No.
I was like, do you have any more sips? I currently don't have any new toys that I have. But stuff's coming though because I've ordered things and they'll start dropping. They'll start dropping in. So look for more sips. But hit all those buttons. You know how YouTube works. Help us out. Tell us about share our videos with your friends who really don't know us, or a Transformer fan out there who also happens to like a beer now and then. Send us along. We appreciate everything you guys do to help keep our channel going.
Thanks so much.
But as we get ready to sign off here, as we say, please drink responsibly and play responsibly. And thanks for watching us here on BeerFormers. Thanks.